Today I will tell you the stories of such records that are so impossible that no one will ever be able to break them. And the funny thing is that the more the video progresses, the more terrifying the records will become. You will see a crazy man standing without moving for 38 hours. Starting from jumping from 25,000 feet without a parachute, you will finally see a record that 7 out of every 10 people have lost their lives while trying to break it. Watch till the end. So, welcome to this world of the impossible. And this man swallowed an entire gallon of lemonade in one go. And that too in just 21 seconds. While the competitors next to him were just reaching for their glasses, this man had finished and recorded it. Standing is easy, isn't it? Before you say this, think about standing for 38 hours without moving. No breaks, no sitting down, not even moving your legs. And the whole thing was happening live stream. The whole world was watching him. When he finally started walking after 38 hours, the record was his. But his legs no longer felt like his own. If someone were to jump down from 37 feet, there should be at least a swimming pool below. But this man had only 12 inches of water under him. Yes, a knee-deep amount of water. What they do to set the record for the world's longest skim is the ultimate in madness. To make the record possible, they cut a ramp out of an entire mountain. Working day and night, they removed 150,000 cubic yards of ice to create a 2,800-foot-long path. Then, from that ramp, they covered a distance of 855 feet in one jump. To make a jump, they changed an entire mountain. It is conceivable that in 2023, this man remained in the same position for 9 hours, 38 minutes, and 47 seconds. Some records are so perfect that no one can beat them even after ages. In 1991, at the Tokyo World Championships, this athlete jumped almost 29 feet in the long jump. A jump that no one had ever done before. Even if he wanted to, he would never be able to do the same again. In a 2022 car race, this driver did something that changed the rules of the game forever. There was no time left in the last lap. Position number 10. There was no other way to win. Just then, he slammed the car into the wall and spun the whole thing around. He accelerated and went from number 10 to number 5 in one lap. He even set the record for the fastest lap in history. But it was so crazy that the authorities banned it. It will never happen again. This giant man from Iceland, known to many as the Mountain Man from Game of Thrones. What he lifted from the ground was almost the same as an entire car. The bar was bending under the weight. This is the heaviest deadlift in human history to date. It's as if he's not human. Today he's a monster. You've never seen such a huge unicycle in your life. A unicycle about 35 feet long. Which is called the Tower of Death. It's almost impossible to ride this monster without falling over. Yet this performer rides it and turns. He even rode it for 12 miles without any help. It was so dangerous that the Guinness Book of World Records still refuses to officially recognize it even after 35 years. A 22-story building in Brazil is shaped like a huge skating ramp. Skaters have been looking at it for years and dreaming about it. But no one dares to try. Finally, a world champion skater comes and builds a custom ramp on the building. After repeated experiments, he finally comes down from a height of more than 229 feet. A skateboard on both feet and the emptiness of the 22nd floor below. Imagine. And this man brought his record out of the grave. Because he had set a record for being buried alive. One morning in 1968, after having his last meal with the people of the city, he lay down in a coffin. Then he was lowered 6 feet into the ground. There he spent 61 days. Even then, it is surprising that after coming out of the grave, He did not have a single bit of regret. Rather, he said that he was willing to stay there for another 100 days. In 1986, a city wanted to make history. The record for flying the most balloons at once. 6 months of planning, 2,500 volunteers prepared a huge net over the city. And then 1.5 million balloons flew into the sky. But in just a few minutes, the dream turned into a nightmare. The wind changed direction and the balloons scattered on the highway. The road was closed, the airport was closed. The balloon even fell into the river. At that time, a rescue operation was also underway and 2 people also lost their lives that day. After that, a case worth crores of rupees was imposed on the city. They set the record, but it was also banned forever. This guy came up with a plan that was hard to even think about. He would jump out of a plane at 25,000 feet. That too without a parachute, without any backup. And he would go straight and land in a huge net. The authorities had only one condition. He had to use a backup parachute. But that extra weight would have made him a target. So he almost gave up. Then, just a few minutes before the jump, that condition was lifted. And then, after falling for about 2 minutes in the air at 150 miles per hour, he landed perfectly in the net. This guy takes thinking outside the box quite literally. He and his team stacked 18,000 cardboard boxes. The plan was to fly in a wingsuit from 24,000 feet and crash straight onto the pile of boxes without a parachute. Everyone warned him, but he didn't listen to anyone and landed perfectly on the bed of that box. Some work hard and become legends. Others are born legends. At birth, he was an ordinary child. But his parents realized something was wrong. The child started growing at 3 times the normal rate. At the age of 5, he was 5.5 feet tall. Due to a rare disease, his body was producing growth hormone at an abnormal rate. He didn't know how to stop. He was 8.5 feet tall before he finished school. When he died in 1940 at the age of just 22, he was 8 feet 11 inches tall. The tallest man in history. It is a 3,000-foot high rough rock wall. Even the best climbers in the world take days to climb it with full equipment. And this man climbed to the top of the mountain with just a pair of shoes and a little bit of snow in his hand. No rope, no helmet, no safety. In just 3 hours and 56 minutes. When most climbers are just taking off their equipment, this man has started to rest on the top of the mountain. This man wanted to do something that the world had never seen before. Drive his own car faster than the speed of sound. He formed a team of designers, engineers and even a fighter jet pilot. They built a jet-powered car. The engines of 2 military aircraft weigh more than 10 tons. It is 54 feet long. In 1997, the car started running in the Nepidar Desert. The average speed is 763 miles per hour, which also beats the speed of sound. And yes, even today this is the fastest car in the history of the world. So now let's come to the most terrifying record of today. This is a record whose death rate will make you shiver even if you hear it. Since the 1940s, there have been only 7 attempts to break this record for speed on water. But 5 of them have ended in death. That is, the death rate is about 70%. The boat has broken in 2 halfway. People have sunk into the depths of the lake. But this man was different. Not a rich racer or a member of an elite team. He built his own boat with plywood and fiberglass in his backyard. And in 1978, he took that handmade boat and reached a speed of more than 317 miles per hour on the water. Even today, no one has been able to break this record and return alive. 317 miles per hour. That is also conceivable on water.